Welcome to the Chefofx podcast.
You really like people to eat your ass?
No, just eat my pussy. If you want to eat my ass, just move up to my pussy instead.
Okay.
Oh,
being
man.
You know, I didn't tell you, but I was at that club the night before.
You did, actually.
Oh,
Cat Marie.
yeah.
How'd you get there?
Bike.
Okay, so you're fucking talking about, like, going to a fucking club, rolling up with a bike, and everyone's like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, why is he, like, riding a bike to the nightclub?
To be honest,
was that what it was like?
It was
Kinda
just
like
me.
that?
It was just me feeling weird. Now that I think back on it, nobody said anything. Nobody gave me a look. I think I parked around the street anyway. I just showed up by myself walking.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Maybe I was sweating a little bit, so they knew. Gave me away.
How was it the first time?
It was really good.
Why was it good? Why?
Just
tell me why.
I can't. I don't want to speak on it.
You can't kiss and tell.
It was nice. It was a good experience. It was the first time I had been there.
Did you meet people there, or you already knew people?
No, I went there with someone.
You went there with.
Yeah.
Okay. That's always that. You know, I have a theory. My theory is this: that if you go to the nightclub or the bars with already a girl that you're like kind of like with, not just like necessarily with, you could be polyamorous, right? You could
Right.
have like
It
open
could be.
relationships and friends and like that. So if you go with someone like that to the nightclub or the bar, you're having a good time. No matter
Yeah.
where you are, you're having a good time.
Yeah.
Right. If you go with your significant other, you're having a good time. But if you go there trying to look for a good time,
Well, there's a lot of blank spaces.
right? There's
you're looking
hell
for a
like
good time.
blank spaces and shit like that, and then you're just like,
Oh, this is a
whatever.
great time. Okay,
Yeah.
this is a normal time.
This
This
is
is kind of a bad time.
exactly.
Oh, I don't want to be in this space for too long.
Oh,
Oh, a great time again. I'm having a great time again. How long is it going to last? 5 minutes? 2 minutes? Okay, now I'm having a normal time. Now I'm annoyed by the person dancing next to me. They keep bumping their elbow or something. They're moving around too much. The floor's too sticky. You know?
sounds
You just-
like beer.
I mean, a club is a very interesting sociological environment.
Damn, what's like the hierarchy status like?
Of
You know what I
what?
mean? Of like a nightclub.
Oh, I don't know.
Like the different people, like the different races, the different people, the different like it's just like who's like the more like dominant person. Like it's like a fucking like a brutal like fucking house, like just like crazy like.
It's an animal house.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's desires are coming to the surface.
Exactly.
It's hard to
bro.
handle everything.
It's
It's
like
too
a-
much information.
No, because it's like, you know what? I don't know why I said races. I was like, that didn't make any sense. But I was actually thinking of Indian people, and I was thinking, I'm
Okay.
just gonna say this. I was thinking of Indian people because, I've seen it in the club before. Like there was this Indian guy, and
Okay.
like he had like bought 2 drinks.
Hmm.
He had bought 2 drinks, and it was like a 18 and over nightclub or something like that in San Francisco. And then he's like, I was with like these girls, and then they were like, "Oh my god, ill," and like and then he was like dancing with his hands like this,
Yeah.
and like
Twisting them,
Yeah,
kind of like
like-
holding a platter or something.
yeah. And he's like looking for girls, and it just looked very creepy, like in the moment.
Oh, now I see it.
You
Yeah,
know,
I see
Yeah,
the significance of the wrist movement.
yeah,
you were
and then
demonstrating.
and then I just remember like after that, like for like a lot of people I
So you had one
like,
drink in each hand doing
yeah,
that?
yeah. He was
Mm.
trying to, yeah. Like no one wanted the drinks, you
Yeah.
know. And then, yeah, and then after that, I always like people like I always heard from people like, oh yeah, Indian guys are like the creepiest in the club or something like that. I
that's
was
not
just
true.
I was
That's not
I don't
true.
know. Yeah, like like it's all individual scenarios. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I'm the creepiest guy. Hopefully, if I walk in, gotta let them know.
actually, Moroccan people are like the creepiest men.
No,
That's true. That's true. No, because dude, I've
one
heard,
Moroccan person maybe that you observed.
No, I've
Think of
heard
all the good Moroccans out there.
I've heard stories, dude, like multiple occasions. Like it's okay. I mean, that's individual too, but
I think you have love for Morocco, the Moroccans.
yeah. I mean, all races are good. All good.
Everything's good in the club. No need to worry about that shit. However, I remember when I was there with you, I thought this was the direction you were going in, but there was a girl there who I suspect was at least part Indian.
North Indian, I think.
North Indian. I
I
don't know
can
about
tell.
that.
I can tell.
Oh, I
North and
definitely
South.
can't.
You want me to tell you how?
No, I don't want to know. I want to stay in ignorance on this.
No. I swear, dude. It's 100% every time.
I don't even know if she is Indian. She might not even be
Well,
Indian.
just North Indians look like Persians,
Oh, okay.
and then yeah,
Then maybe she was North Indian.
okay.
Anyhow, I remember she came up. First of all, you kind of called it.
I told you, right?
But that wasn't even what I was trying to do, but that's what happened, which is that, if you ignore everyone and just do your own thing, then apparently you're like a magnet to
and it worked.
certain women.
It worked.
It did work. But I remember a couple of interesting things about that whole exchange.
I don't give a fuck.
One of them was, speaking of it being a sociological experiment, being in the club. One of them was that she opened up with the idea that she was lesbian. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a power move.
It was.
She actually was doing a lot of kind of textbook moves for
Right.
guys hitting on girls. Like, go to a group, talk to all of them, but don't focus on the one you really want to talk to until later. Make sure you eliminate them from possible whatever early. Oh, you're just not my type or something like that. I'm above you in some way. Yeah, I was like, huh. Did you read a book right before you approached this group? But anyhow, yeah.
Damn, I thought that was actually really funny. So you were about to dance with her? What happened?
Yeah. Her friend.
It was really her friend, right?
Her friend came in and snatched her away in a rush. It was very weird.
But was she down? Was she
Oh, yeah.
down?
She dragged me out there.
I
She was begging me to finish my drink.
I feel like you could have done it if you stopped halfway and you didn't go too far. If you
I was just going to dance with her.
Yeah. But then her
Unless she was
friend
down,
saw.
huh?
Yeah, she's down. But her friend saw. But her friend
Unless you going to do it. I was just playing. I wasn't going to do it.
But no, you hella would have. Yeah. Hey, maybe she's out there. If you had something to say to her right now, what would you say?
Well, the reason why any of that ended up happening and the reason why all that lesbian shit went out the window was because I wasn't hitting on her. She was like, hey, you guys are cool because you're not hitting on girls. And I said, I'm not cool. I would be hitting on girls right now. I'm not above that. I just happen to be here now. So if that's the criteria for cool, then I'm not the one. But she mentioned that she was studying religion.
Religion and neuro.
Yeah, the neuro
neuroscience.
stuff, that's cool, but it's not really that interesting to me to talk about. But religion is extremely interesting to me. Arguably, my roots for enjoying logic are more connected to religion than they are to engineering and science. So really, philosophy kind of came first for me. So anything remotely philosophical, anytime you're trying to answer a question that's unanswerable, I'm in. I'm in. So we're in this club, I'm drinking, and it's hella loud, and we're just talking about her interest in religion for like the first 5 minutes. And then out of the blue, she's like, "Hey, you want a nap?" So, bitch, I thought you were a lesbian. Now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? But
damn. So she
that's how it went.
I thought she said she was coming back though.
I don't know. I mean, it seemed like our friend was making the decisions at that point. So, I mean, I'm not.
Dude, later
I'm not
I
mad
just
at
saw
her.
her with another guy.
Great. Maybe she was saying "fuck you" to me. Great. She should have just said "fuck you" to me. No, I would have left her alone. I was hanging out with you guys anyway.
Yeah. Damn, bro. Like, it's just funny. It's funny the way my friend tried to like talk to that girl. Like, he was talking to her about like, it was almost like, "Hey, how's the weather today?" But it's like, it was, instead of saying that, it was like, "Hey, how do you like the feel of the AC?" Like, "Oh, it's too cold. Can you change it?" Like, or something like that. Like, I don't know, but
yeah, that's definitely an interesting approach.
like, it was kind of like small talk. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to... I personally think that it's hard to have a good conversation, especially with someone you don't already know, because I don't think it's clear to people who don't try it what the goal should be. Like, how do you know that you're in a good situation versus a bad situation? And yeah, I mean, if you're just thinking, I want to keep talking and I want to keep the other person talking, that's not really the way that you keep talking, the way you keep other people talking. I think instead you should think of it as nodes, as like pressure points. It's like, am I making progress toward this node? Is this like... And then also there's a lot of reading that has to be happening. Does this person want to continue or do they want to fucking dip?
yeah.
In which case, let them go. Free them. But yeah, I mean, hopefully she wanted to talk about the AC.
I think, you know what was funny was...
Lift it up a little bit.
You know what was funny was like, she was all like, "Oh, it's too cold or something. I gotta go." And then my friend got all like mad. He's like, "Let's get out of here." You're like, I don't know if you noticed, but he like,
whoa,
yelled, "I have to leave."
Well, maybe he's been through some bad experiences.
Well, I mean, we weren't there on a particularly good circumstance.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the way that you feel.
We don't like. He doesn't go to clubs. Like, we don't go to clubs.
Yeah. No wonder, and he seemed to not like it. I mean, so you can't be mad at him. Maybe if the AC was a different temperature, things would have gone differently.
Jeez. I mean.
Now let's do some role playing. If I were in that position, not to say that anything that was done was wrong. If I were in that position, I'd be trying to figure out the nature of why that person was there in the club in the first place. Like, why are you even here? That's where I would have started. The AC, yeah, that's just to break the ice. Now you got to move on to the real material. Why are you even here? What the fuck? What does this mean to you? The fact that you're sitting here in a club, people are dancing, and you happen to be the person on a chair next to an AC complaining about its temperature. How did you get to this point? What do you think about this point? What did you want out of this night? Are you en route to getting what you want? Or are you just did you completely abandon that whole fucking goal at some point? Did you just have a bad interaction with somebody? You know what I mean? Maybe she just got slapped or something, or somebody disrespected her on the dance floor. Who knows why she's there? It's certainly not to talk about the AC. But there is a reason.
Right. So I have an example. Like, I once went to a nightclub in Turkey, in Istanbul, with my brother and his girlfriend at the time. And then...
I didn't meet this person. This isn't the Russian one.
Funny thing is, the way we got into that club, and there's a punchline, the way we got into that club, you have to be on a list, I guess, or something. It was a nightclub in Istanbul. They don't fuck around there. And then we go in. We look Turkish, right? Because we're Middle Eastern. If you're Middle Eastern, you could pass for being Turkish. Anyone could be Turkish, honestly, these days. Anyone. You could be Turkish yourself.
The North Indian, perhaps.
Yeah, there you go. So they asked for our name, and then my brother's like, this guy doesn't speak English or something like that. He didn't ask for our name in English, but we knew he was asking our name, but he said he's speaking in Turkish. And then my brother's all like, he's like, yeah, my name's Billy Bob Jones, check it out, Billy Bob Jones. And then the guy's all like, oh yeah, okay, go. So we just go in. And then I'm like, it's hella bougie and shit. And then there's this girl, like, on her fucking, later, like, 30 minutes later, there's this girl on her fucking Tinder app, on her iPhone, I could see. She's
in the club?
Short. Yeah, in the club. I'm kind of tall, right? She's kind of short. I'm just like, and she's right next to me. Like, she's just, like, right next to me. And so I'm just
she's just swiping?
Yeah, I'm just like, wait a second. Like... Where are we right now?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, wait. I'm like, I just asked her, like, oh, like, what are you doing swiping? You're in a club. Like, I don't understand. Just go talk to people. Like, why do you want to, like, just... And then I'm like, who would you swipe here? Like, what if you saw her?
Dude, that's genius. Who would you swipe here? I like that. That's... Anyhow, go on.
So, in a way, like... She eventually got to my profile. and she swiped, but she swiped right. She didn't swipe left. She swiped dexterotatory.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So she swipes you, and then what?
With a positive swipe.
Positive swipe, sure.
And then, I ended up going home with her that night, actually.
Oh,
in
okay.
like Istanbul, in like the Taksim Square. It was hella fucking sick. Like a fucking Romanian chick.
Wow.
Who lives in Istanbul, works in Istanbul. So like, then later, like, had a couple dates. That was it, you know. But that was just, I feel like, right time, right place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of like these situations like that are like right time, right place.
They really are. And you responded in a way that was, like, you genuinely wanted to, it confused you, and you wanted to know, what are you doing?
Like, why are you here?
Why
like,
are
just
you
like
here?
you, that's like what you kind of said. Why, like, what are you doing here? I'm not going to talk about, like, oh, like, feel that wind?
Come on, let's not hate on the game. We don't know exactly which direction, it was going. This is a secondhand account, to be fair. But,
Well, no, I mean, it was outside, too. It was like the place where I was in. It was like a rooftop.
Yeah. That is really
I mean, that a rooftop does help. But no. Generally these days, like, I feel like our generation today is, like, becoming, like, more, like, disengaged with, like, the bougie scene and more, like, engaged with, like, the counterculture scenes. And it's like counterculture scenes and like venues are like starting to become more of like a happening place for like people to like be themselves.
Yeah, but that might have already been the case. I mean, one thing is if you're broke, a lot of things change. If you don't have the change, a lot of things change. So, yeah, maybe because we're of that age where people are doing these things, it seems like it's our generation that's doing it, but I think all broke young people kind of gravitated toward the outskirts, and then once you make money, then you go to the inskirts. But yeah, I mean, what is like the hippies that built the domes? It's just the modern day version of that is what? Hipsters? Same thing. Except now there's better music, arguably, or worse music, depending on it. There's more access to music. So, yeah. I find it really interesting the way people have conversations. You know this already, but one of the things I want to share with you is that it may be paying off soon. Because
Conversation?
Yeah, well, my obsession with it, because Last week I ended up skipping my chem class in order to watch which is that fucking course. Man, fuck that course. Because here's the thing.
All right, let me hear it, man.
I already did the prep course over the summer, and everything we're going over in the course was in the prep course. Honestly, that prep course replaces the course. They said it like, oh, you need this in order to take chem, whatever. No, you don't. That is chem 2A. That prep course is chem 2A. Every single thing that we did in that course, that's what's on the fucking syllabus for what we're going to go over. So it's like the hardest thing at the end of the class is the same thing that was at the end of that online class. That being said, a lot of school in general, in my view, is micromanaging when it's not necessary. Really, just test me. Tell me when you want me to know what. And then after that, allow me to figure out how I'm going to learn it. Because doing problems out the ass doesn't make sense, one, for me in general, but two, especially not when I already did the fucking same course over the summer. Anyhow, that being said, I skipped my chem class. And the reason was I was at this meeting, and the meeting was supposed to go from 1 to 3. And then some other group was going to take over the room and kick us out. Well, the meeting only, it ended at 2. So I had a whole hour between 2 and 3, and I asked the guy who ran it, hey, is it cool if I just stay in the room, fuck around on my computer? It's big, you know, who gives a shit? And he said, yeah, sure. Just make sure you're out by the time that the next group comes in. Well, 2:30 comes around, and some dude with super long hair walks in. We're the only 2 people in the room. We're quiet for like a minute, and then I'm like, what the fuck is this next meeting that you're here for? That I'm supposed to fucking leave and get out of the way for? And he's like, oh, I'm a linguist. I grew up in Quebec and came to the United States for grad school, but I'm studying computer science now. And I was like, computer science? I thought you studied language. What the fuck are you doing with computers? And he said, it's like natural language processing is really big because as people understand AI better and better, it'll be easier and easier to have regular conversations with computers. What you can already do is like, hey, Google, do this. Amazon, whatever the fuck, Echo, I think it's called. Amazon Echo, do that.
Alexis.
Amazon Alexa. But eventually, the hope is that talking to a computer could be pretty much the same as talking to a human, except 1,000 times better because the computer has like access to way more information way faster. So
damn, holy shit.
So he's like, yeah, the person who's presenting is a computer scientist here who's like well-renowned, 30 under 30, like awesome inventor lady. And one of the things she does is multimodal analysis, which is not just language, natural speech processing, but also video processing, picture processing. So basically getting it closer and closer to the point where a computer not only can hear you and understand you, but it can see you and understand your facial expressions and hear you and process both of those together as like to get one coherent meaning. So yeah, basically the Matrix or whatever the fuck, Terminator.
Damn, bro.
So I'm like, fuck chemistry, I'm staying here. That's it. So I stayed, and then like at 3:00, a bunch of grad students came in. They tried to kick me out, and I just held my ground and ended up watching the presentation, and it was great. And I went up to the professor afterwards, and I said, listen, I'm a real chef, you know what I'm saying? They were trying to program some robot that you go in and you talk to the robot for 20 minutes or
you're
whatever.
interested in robots too.
Yeah, I said, listen, I've been obsessing over these conversations for years. And by years, I mean probably a little more than 6 months. But I said, she had a slide that was like, this is the structure of conversations. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think that's correct. She's like, oh, really? You want to come to the lab and fucking prove it or something? And I was like,
oh, this
fuck
was
it.
like an academic.
Yeah, she's like
tool?
a top chef. So the thing is, she does a lot of different things, but she helps an undergraduate group. And the undergraduate group is the group that's building the robot that's supposed to be able to, quote unquote, have a conversation with a human being for as long as possible, which is like one of my specialties at this point. So the thing is, the way that they were doing it, I really felt like it wouldn't sustain a conversation. I feel like their programming is great. I think
it's not organic enough.
Well, one of the big weaknesses I saw in their game, not to reveal any of my, findings. But one of the big weaknesses was that there was too much giving information. I think what it should really be doing is asking questions and asking really, really good follow-up questions. I think that is a much better way to sustain a longer thing.
Oh, of course.
And it was more like, hey, did you know that, the capital of something is this? And it's like, somebody's like, yeah, I didn't know.
I don't care.
I didn't know that. It's like, okay. And then it would just spit out another fact.
You want to know what the best way, if you really want AI to, in your vision.
Look, it's pussy and it's crack.
My back, my pussy and my crack.
Come on, you don't even like it when people eat your ass.
Okay.
Stop it.
No, it's like if a robot, an AI could pick up on your facial expressions and your body position.
That would be way better. I strongly agree.
Your heat and like where your blood is in your body and where like your temperature is and like the sweat.
Right.
And be like, it's like, and also pick up, like, imagine it does brain scans on you. It's just like see activities in your brain of like where these like, where like the the neurochemical activities are.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's already created a, it's called a a connectome. It's a connectome. Your brain is a connectome. So like it has it's like a literal map of like where things are and why the reasons why we like feel things and do things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could design an AI that could read that in your brain live with all that information, then it asks the questions. It's all those functions are programmed and stuff into like a single like quantum, fucking
quantum leap. A quantum leap.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a quantum computer, And then
Quantum
I'll ask you,
realm.
like, oh hey Bez, like why are you so depressed today? And then I'll be like, oh, it's because my dad died and I'm depressed. And then the robot would be like,
Well, I have some good news. You've been removed from the Ace Hardware list. Oh, well, you can suffer in the garden.
Jeez.
Well, yeah. Definitely, I would say reading body language and having the goal of making people open first would be the way I would design it. Is to say the first thing, it doesn't matter what you really say. It just matters that the goal is clear, that initially you want people to be relaxed, calm, and open. Once you can get them to that state of mind, it's going to be a lot easier to figure out what you want to talk about, get them engaged. Then you can go to the facial expressions and things like that, and like specifically what they say, ask follow-up things based on that. Be able to figure out if they say a long stretch of things, what was the central point? What are the support points? So you can ask follow-up things. Hey, I felt like this wasn't supported as well as this other thing. If you can get on that level where, like, if someone gives a long rant, the computer can understand that as a summarized statement and maybe even repeat that back for a confirmation yes or no. Like, is this really what you're trying to get at, or am I misreading you? Then I think that's also another step in addition to the body language. Body language and what the fuck did they say? Rather than, hey, did you know that Alaska is like, come on, Alexa, please. I don't want to deal with all this. But there was one weird thing about it, which is that asking questions is a bad strategy when you think about the fact that the information is being collected. Because if any personal information is given during that conversation, which is sad because that's what you want a lot of the time in a conversation, is that people are sharing information that is juicy.
Yeah, I mean, they're creating like robots that could be dissolved in aqueous solutions. they could become hydrophobic and hydrophilic at the same time.
Damn.
So you could imagine like the medical benefits of that.
What does a robot do?
Whatever you want it to do. You can have a conversation with your heart. I mean,
good.
you could think of such like microscopic surgeries.
Mm.
You could detect things, you know. But no, we're never gonna get there. Never.
Why not? The budget? The dome's budget won't allow it?
It's capitalistic. No, but there's not enough advancement in technology in our lifetime.
Mm.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see where technology would be, 300 years from now, 250.
It might revert backward.
I think it will, actually.
It might get to a point where everything just shuts down and people start doing normal shit again.
Yeah, it might, and then for like another 1,000 years, and then everyone's all like, okay, it's like good now, and then everyone starts fucking it up again, and then they're like, and then like, oh shit, we still haven't learned from our mistakes 1,000 years ago. We're the same fucking people.
In an effort to prevent global warming, all cars are now illegal. But even that wouldn't help stop it.
But you, like, our generation is like, oh wow, it's like the 20th century. It's like the birth of the 20th century again. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's our equivalent. So it's like, because like, essentially, like the Industrial Revolution and shit builded cities, right? So like, or we live our life based off like communities and towns and cities.
Mm-hmm.
The moment we add another like dimension to that, then like, our it will feel like the birth of something new.
Yeah,
you need
sure.
like, technology describes like, it's a very, very like big, broad, thing that like encompasses a lot of different things that what we use in our lives.
Yeah.
This chair is technology.
It is.
You know what I mean? So like, if you could imagine another like universe where like there's something like other than technology, like maybe it's like dark matter technology or something like that. I don't even know what like dark matter like looks like. You know what I mean? It's dark.
Well, yeah, it's dark.
It's like, can you
No,
pick
it's
it
not
up?
even dark in the sense that we say it's dark. It's just transparent.
Oh, it's transparent. That's
Yeah.
actually a good way of describing it. It's like invisible,
Yeah.
but it has mass.
Yeah.
So, can you pick it up?
No.
Can you touch it?
Yes. But it's not in the normal sense.
Like, you mean when your hand gets warped into like that thing in like that one movie?
Well, there's dark matter all around you.
No, there isn't.
Yeah.
No, dude, dark matter is like in like the edges of the universe, right?
But also
Everywhere.
I don't think it's evenly distributed though.
Yeah.
But you can't interact with it as matter. So you just won't notice. Your eyes could be filled with dark matter.
Damn, hey, you know
wouldn't
what?
notice.
I got an idea for the domes. Instead of fucking having a fucking note taker, why don't we just have JP record the
No. That's capitalistic. I bought this equipment. I didn't borrow this from the tri-co-ops. Ownership.
sliding scale.
Nah, there's no sliding scale here. There's no need. First of all, sliding
Okay,
scale.
no, okay, we could just put it. I'm just saying we could get like someone's iPhone or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could record it, yeah, but it wouldn't be a good move probably, because then it's a public. Then anyone could download it or something like that. I guess you could only share it with a few people, but it might not be worth the stress.
Yeah, I feel it.
The domes are supposed to be old school, right? No microphones or cameras. The domes fucking meetings would be the craziest reality show, though. Everybody walking in Birkenstocks and whatever, getting mad at each other over like poppy seeds.
What if like, dude?
I'm telling you, man, when I was baked at that meeting, I realized for the first time how angry these meetings really are. When I was like, fuck, dude, I'm in a room where almost everyone in this room is upset. Like, this is not where I want to be. I'm just having this conversation with myself, like, I'm supposed to be here, but I'm not. It's so obvious that I don't want to be here. But I will. For the good of the group, I guess, even though I'm going to be silenced. They silenced somebody today, by the way. They didn't completely silence
Bro,
him.
this is not gossip, bro. This is like... Yeah,
it's great. It's great. I understand where it's coming from, but
that's the problem.
The first person you guess, that's the person. So it was one of those things where, people have questions about certain things, and they say, "Hold on, does anybody else have anything to say?" Before we let this person talk again. And I'm like, man, this is kind of fucked up. It's a form of discrimination, low key, discriminating against the curious. Like, you're taking up too much space. Like, he's the only one who's curious. That's what he's taking. A minute ago, he wasn't taking up any space. You know why? The topic was different.
Damn.
It's so weird. There's a bunch of weird policies.
They
all come from a good place.
I feel like I'm not in the realm of like where if I were to speak up in a meeting, I would get like silence or something like that. Like, I feel like.
Well, not directly silenced, just it'll be made clear that people don't want you to speak anymore. That will happen.
Okay, I have not experienced that. Like, my interactions and things to say have always been very, like, open. I don't take much.
Yeah, keep it short. Most things that are said can be said very, very concisely, especially in meetings, but in general. And there's a lot of repeating that happens. A lot of times what I've seen is someone will feel some way, and then 5 other people who feel the same way all get excited to speak because they want to repeat the thing that the first person said. And like say, hey, I'm also someone who feels that way. When really, you could just say, I'm also someone who feels that way. And then that can be the whole communication. So really, what's interesting is when someone really is contributing new ideas or asking new questions, and they still get kind of put on hold because no one else is asking them, and they are all original things. It's not just repeating the same old thing by the way of discussing things that I'm used to, which is closer to science, philosophy, critical thinking, whatever. That what's of value isn't the time, it's the content. So this is just one of those things that I'm getting used to, is people with good content kind of being discouraged. Is like, whoa, that's weird.
It's like, putting a put down on the artist.
Yeah, not even, I mean, it's just not really valuing that they're doing something that is worth doing. It's just focusing on the fact that it's taking a certain amount of time. And not doing that in other cases.
I feel it. Dude, so last night I went to In-N-Out and it was really fucking good.
Oh, wow. What did you get?
I got a large strawberry shake and anal style fries.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty good. Yeah, dude. Like, I think I'm just going to chill on eating regular food for a week. Yeah.
It's probably not bad for your system. I mean, it's definitely not bad for your system if it's... Wait, what do you mean by regular food? You mean fast food specifically, or just regular food?
Just by that I mean like if it's meat, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to... but I would... if I have the option of eating vegan, I'll eat a vegan meal.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that's undervalued. I think it's undervalued to eat more plants than you otherwise would have been eating if you were not aware of, people who are vegan, people who are doing other diets that are more like strict. Because at the end of the day, I mean, eating one burger a month or something like that's not going to kill you, and it's probably good for you on some level to be processing meats. I mean, your body doesn't hate meats. You're not allergic to meats. Nobody's really. A few people probably are. But the problem is, are you getting all your nutrients? And more importantly, do you value picking plants over meats as much as possible? And if you value that, you're more likely to get a lot of the benefits.
Yeah.
Definitely not all the benefits, but a lot of the benefits that vegetarians and vegans are getting.
It's like it's really about like do you like eating like hearty meals, like big like meals with like a lot of different things in it. And it's like usually when I'm cooking meat for myself, like I'm only cooking like 2 or 3 things, because you got to cook the meat for sure the most, like the best way, everything else is secondary. But when you're cooking vegan, you have to make everything primary, You can't have tertiary, quaternary structures, So, cooking vegan is just more fun too.
There you go.
It's just more fun.
And I think that's something that's also undervalued. It's that you don't want to kill yourself to live. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You want to be enjoying whatever you're doing, because it seems to me it's true, and for a lot of other people it's true, that if you're enjoying what you're doing, you're probably going to do it for longer. And the long term is what you should be shooting for, not some individual, like just this week, just this month. In the long term, are you going to be able to eat healthier? Do you know how to prepare your own food? Do you know how to grow food? Do you know how to do these basic things in the long term? And I feel that way actually about my workouts.
Yeah.
There's ways of working out where you can reach goals really quickly. But the fun ways to me actually don't reach goals very quickly. But I'll keep doing it. I'll be excited to go to the gym. I'll be excited to test something out. Even though I know it's not the best method in the world, like strength training is a great example of that. You can do a lot of strength training and pretty much physically have no gains.
Yeah.
You can be way stronger than you were and basically look the same. Or you can be not get that much stronger, but physically grow a lot of muscle. And you got to decide whatever you're willing to go for. But for me, it's fun doing a lot of strength training. It's fun doing like heavy weights. It's like, and there's other benefits like testosterone boost. If you go toward failure, that's a thing. So like, am I hitting, 4 or 5 sets of 8 reps? No, I'm doing like 2 sets of 8. And then I'm going to do 2 or 3 sets of like whatever I want, either heavy stuff or light stuff, but just whatever I think is fun for that moment, whatever I can handle. And just like approaching diets, sometimes doing the fun thing is the right thing. As long as you're going to do it for a long period of time, you're going to get some kind of result.
No, when you say fun, like, do you mean like, do you actually enjoy the process, or you're fun more as in like, you're just like figuring out like what's the next thing to do? It's like, is it like just kind of picking like your workouts like kind of on the wing, or is it like a plan structure where you like know like this is what you want to do?
It's the general plan is there, but some of the specifics are not there. Yeah, like a lot of what I'm doing is experimenting to find my limit. So, and things like that, I don't really know how solid it is unless I've been trying for a while. Like one thing I noticed is reps can decrease a lot over sets. So,
oh yeah, for sure.
So
depending on the time too.
Yeah. So one of the things I looked up one day was like rest times, and what I had been doing up to that point was a minute rest time. Then I was like, oh well, it kind of depends on how stressed you are, how much recovery you need. So if I go in thinking this is my 3rd set, I'm going to do like 8 reps, but then I only do 5, that means I just strain my muscles in a different type of way, especially if I'm doing like 1 to 4. If I think I'm going to do 9 and I can only complete 3, then that means I'm like in a whole different category now, right? So if I do that, then that means I need to rest more. In which case, I should have had lower weights at the beginning so that I would have made it to that one. But I'm already in the game now. So sometimes what I end up doing is like the main plan is to figure out the exact right, like perfect amount of weight and know my strength exactly so that I can do like boom, 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 boom.
Be the most efficient with how much weight you increase per set, because every time you do a set, you get more weaker.
Exactly.
Because you're breaking down muscle fibers. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why you get weak.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh shit, like I'm just getting tired. Like, it's like you're actually tearing muscle
You're actually
fibers.
tearing it apart. Yeah. So the last like 2 or 3 weeks was thinking about things like how many of these do I want to do? First of all, what weight can I even handle? Then with that weight, with those range of weights, how many can I handle for the first set? And then after that, what is it like on the last ones? And what am I going to do to increase and decrease? And then a month from now, I'll have all that figured out. Then I'm going to do that program for like 3 months once I have it figured out. So there's a lot of like testing that I end up doing that's super inefficient. However, it's fun to find things out, and it's fun to figure out like to be surprised by things. I was surprised by the amount of pump for some reason today than any other time since I've been at Davis. I don't know what I really changed. I know I did a little bit less weight for pull-ups, and that's probably what it was. But I was like, dude, I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm shaking.
Dude.
Like,
I'll fucking tell you, like, it was crazy my triathlon.
Yeah.
Like, there was this like one stretch where like all of a sudden I look at my watch, I'm like, I'm going like 29 miles per hour. I'm like,
oh,
what
wow.
the fuck? And then but it felt like I was putting the effort of like going in at like 20.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know what it was. I think it was like this wind draft.
Yeah.
It could have been that. Just give me that extra push, but it felt pretty fucking amazing. Like, I was like, damn, this is what it must feel like when you're on EPO.
What's EPO?
Oh, when you're like doping, like
Oh.
when you take erythropoietin. When you take that shit, that's like what Lance Armstrong took.
Nice. Shouts out to Lance.
Yeah,
Armstrong.
this is the second time we did a shouts out to Lance Armstrong on this podcast, by the way. Someone out there. It was fucking crazy, dude. It's fucking nuts. I love endurance, bro. Endurance sports is the best. And dude, endurance sport, like if you had to like pick and choose, like I would rather pick endurance sports. Yeah. And if you then weightlifting all the time, because if you really think about it, like swimming, it's such an upper body exercise. Yeah. It's total body. It's definitely fucking total body. Yeah. But like the amount of like physical benefits of just getting like fucking hey, what's up, dude? Like, you're just getting fucking like the pull and the catch. Yeah. It's like the same exact movements in the fucking like gym, dude. It's like you're using chest, you're using back, you're using shoulders, you're using your abs, you're stretching your shoulders, like flexibility and stuff like that. Yeah. Swimming is probably one of those best, like the best workouts.
I think it is one of the best sports, period. Yeah, I mean, swimming, and one of the crazy things about swimming is it seems like you have almost no joint damage from swimming. Is that the case?
Essentially, yes.
Yeah, so you can do it. I remember my grandmother used to swim, and one of the things is like, as you get older, you can keep doing it. You can't like run forever, man. You're gonna fuck up your knees. Biking's probably up there, but then I heard you get balls damage from that. Swimming, you know, you might be able to do it, especially with floaties and whatnot.
Oh shit, dude! You just felt scared me, dude.
You might be able to do it for the rest of your life.
No! We gotta get this guy here. We can hear your piss.
That's fine. We heard the door open up. There's a lot.
Damn, I always thought this dome was like the sitcom dome. Like it's like people like it's like fucking Kramer's walking inside. You know what I'm saying? Like
why? Well, maybe it's because of the angle of that couch. Like when you're sitting on that couch, You are seeing the door sideways.
No, but like what I'm saying is like it's just like that dome where it's like the point of view is from the audience, right, kind of behind over here.
Yeah,
and then they can.
It's because of where the chair is. That's all.
They can never see what's outside, and it's just a stage, though. We just film it.
Oh, if you're on this side,
yeah,
because you can't see what's outside when the door opens. Got you.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I'm like, wait a minute, right there you can. You said that the other day too, but I was also on that side, so I didn't know.
I really want to get someone to come here and like do some video recording and make a documentary or something.
On what? The vegan meal prep? Then you'll be out.
Just on our lives and who we are. And
they already did that. Did you watch any of the
I
Dome's
watched
videos?
It, yeah.
You know Shanita's in there.
Yeah, and so is fucking Tyler, but I just mean for like fucking. Yeah, just for like, I don't know, something. We need to promote ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Capitalistic, can't do it.
Fuck.
Anything that you think that could potentially make money, just forget about it.
Oh man!
Unless you want to get sued by it.
Are you gonna put the domes on your resume?
I should. I'm a true domie. You know, actually, I was telling you about that club, right? That I was thinking of joining. Now I don't think I want to join it. You know
which one? Which one?
Space Satellite Systems.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now I don't think I want to join it just because I don't think my heart's in it. And I would be joining as a vice president, so I'd have a position where I have to do stuff I already don't want to do, and I don't think.
What do you want to do though?
I think what I want to do is talk to this professor on Monday. The conversationalist robot lady.
Oh, you'd rather do that, you mean?
I want to keep exploring. I want to see what else is out there because it really opened my eyes to like the dope shit that's happening that is actually close to my interest. Making space system satellites, it's not my real interest. I'm not really that crazy about space.
What do you exactly want to build? Like what is your interest? Like
to make mathematical formulas for conversations that can be communicated to robots.
You want to do AI?
Well, AI would be the better way of doing it. But
this is what Chefofx is, your robot.
In a way, yeah, but I mean, it's not really.
Wait. Those equations you showed me, like you said, like equations for happiness or whatever, like.
No, they're not for happiness.
There were like equations for like life or something.
Yeah, they were
like values or whatever.
Yeah, it was. So it's kind of the groundwork of the Chefofx ideas in math form, and the reason why it can be placed in math form is because it's very simple. You can think of the Chefofx idea as a form of movement through space. So then it's just geometry after that. So you could say, where are you moving toward? You're moving toward your meal. At what rate are you moving? Oh, that's that's how fast you're cooking. If you look at all the meals that you've completed, what type of chef are you? Well, that's kind of like a regression line. And the kicker is that it's an n-dimensional space. So it's not one-dimensional, two-dimensional, blah, 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 blah. It's just as many dimensions as it takes. That's the dimension that you are, that your meal is. Yeah. So, and then there's also things in there that are about, the central idea in it is the set of all possible meals, which is if you think about a goal that you have, think of every possible goal that anyone could ever have, past, present, future. That group of things, that group of objects that we call goals from every possible person, that's what the set of all possible meals is. And then you could think of your goal as a member of that larger group. And anything you could ever think of is also a member of that larger group because that group includes anything anyone could ever think of. So a lot of the statements are about moving through space as like, hey, a chef approaches their meal. And then the other half of the statements are about the way that you can break up the set of all possible meals for each person. And the summary of it all is that for you, there's the set of all possible meals. There's the meals that you're cooking right now, and then there's the ones that you're not cooking right now. The ones that you're cooking right now, that's a finite set. So you can count the number of those things. The ones you're not cooking is infinite. You can't count all of them. And out of the ones that you're not cooking, there's a smaller group within that you've already cooked. And those are the things you've done. So it's just a way of splitting up. The first thing is you're moving through space towards your meal. The second thing is, here's how we break up the set of all possible things you could be doing into the things you're doing and the things you're not doing, some of which are things you've already done or things that you might do in the future.
Well, it sounds to me like you're creating some type of what you're like. The way you're talking is like, oh, this is what like an AI would be thinking right now. This is what an AI would be decoding right now about like this conversation. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, I'm just going to make a judgment call about you now. This is what you're doing. This is what you know what I'm saying? And then I think that's actually pretty brilliant. I think that's pretty cool.
Well, what it is a way of connecting people. So you could say, I could say I'm black, so I'm connected to all people who are black. But it's more general to say I'm a chef, and I'm connected to all people who cook. And it doesn't matter what they cook, they're the same as me because we're both chefs. So it's, and by the way, everyone who's alive is a chef. So it's just, you don't know what their meals are. You don't know what they're trying to do. So a part of what makes conversations interesting is you get to figure out what people are about, what their meals are, what they're approaching, what they want to approach, what they have done, what they want to do in the future. But it all goes down to what direction in space are you moving and what dimension in space are you moving.
Are you still in there? Hey, take over.
No, there's nothing. You can't jump in the middle like that. There's nothing. There's not even a prompt.
Wait, Ian's about to turn it off. Get the fuck out.
There is one more thing I wanted to mention, which is that my fucking zip car thing came through. Did I ever tell you about that?
You got a zip car?
Yeah, but I fucked it up. So I got one. I got one through the university. I had to wait in line at Taps for an hour. Then when I finally got to the front of the line, you know what they told me?
What?
Here, you should have just came straight to us and asked for the zip card. I said, I have my ID, my credit card. They told me to make sure I was prepared. They're like, we don't do any of that shit here. I'm like, man, you should have just fucking left them in a stack off to the left. Everybody's over here paying parking tickets and shit. I'm waiting here for something that you just need to reach in your back pocket and hand me. Anyhow, through all of that, I end up going to, I never go here, and this is, now I don't go back for this reason. The fucking, what is it called? The Multicultural Center or something like that?
Yeah, the Student Community Center.
Student Community Center. I go to the Student Community Center, and I sign up online on my fucking half laptop, half tablet thing. And everything works. I activate the zip card. I reserve a car for Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday. But this was 2 weeks ago that I did this. And then everything was good. I packed up my shit and left to Kim Lab. Then I got home. Guess what? I don't have a fucking zip card in my thing. So I'm like, okay, maybe I just left it in my bag. Search the whole bag, turn it inside out. It's not there. And this was like 2 weeks ago. So I'm like, cool, I don't need it for 2 weeks. Then I start getting nervous. I still don't find it. And I finally reordered one like 6 days ago. And they told me it would take anywhere between 7 and 10 business days. No, anywhere between 3 to 7 business days. I have to leave on Wednesday, and I'm going to be leaving here at 6 in the morning. So I'm like, dude, if it's not in the mailbox today, it better fucking be in the mailbox tomorrow. Because I need to, like, Wednesday morning dip out before the mail's going to be delivered. And I don't even have my fucking zip card to pick up the car that I reserved.
Where do you need to go?
I'm going to San Benito County, actually. Oh. Yeah, I have to be there at 10:30 in the morning. I have a specialty appointment.
Oh, right.
So, yeah, I'm just going to...
have you looked on the rideshare?
Fuck that. They don't go to San Benito County. Nobody goes to Hollister. It's one of the worst cities. Shouts out to Hollister, but Hollister fucking sucks unless you're selling meth.
Hollister is cool, man. You got skydiving Hollister.
Yeah, well, maybe from the sky it's cool. But once you land, you better fucking have some heat on you. Yeah, I mean, Hollister, it's not the best place in the world, but
you know what you could do?
Well, I got it now. The zip car's right over there.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I got the card. And all you do is the keys are already in there. You just take your card and like put it on the windshield.
You just don't have the card.
I have the card now. I got it today.
Oh, it came in the mail?
Came in the mail. Came in the mail.
Good.
Yeah, so I got it, lost it, had to wait in line for it, got it, registered, lost it, and then finally got it today. So I'll be able to go on Wednesday. And then also my chem lab got canceled on Wednesday.
Hey.
So I'm probably staying not in Davis Wednesday night.
Damn.
Gas is free, by the way.
No, you got to fill it up, though.
You have to fill it up, but you use their card.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You just put in the odometer number, use their credit card, fills it up. I could be wrong about it, but I'm pretty sure
I think you have
that's
to
the
pay with
process.
your own money, though, right?
Nope, they have a gas card. It's in the thing.
So how much does it cost to get a zip card?
I'm on a free trial.
You on a free trial?
Yeah, because I got it through the university. But it's still, I think I still paid for some kind of insurance.
How old do you have to be to do this?
I don't know. You got to be a Davis student. As far as I can tell,
Yeah, I
that's
think you
it.
just gotta be Davis student. Well, zip car is like more cool than just like renting a car. It's more like chilled back.
Yeah.
But there's this app called Turo.
Churro?
Mm-hmm.
Churro?
Turo, and it's like people. It's like an Airbnb for your car. People rent out their cars.
Not scary.
Like it's kind of like thanks for hosting me, kind of.
That's creepy.
And people could do like really nice cars if they want, and they charge a lot of money.
Would you fuck in a Turo car?
And I brought my own blankets.
Yeah. If you took all the sanitary precautions. How about a zip car?
Same thing.
Actually, you got picked up in a zip car that night.
Oh yeah, that's right, dude. That girl drove so fucking crazy.
I could tell just by looking in her eyes. Something was wrong with her.
Did you know how I was holding that big pot?
Yeah.
She literally did like a slam on the brakes, and I went like this.
Oh, and dumped it?
Dude, I put my hand so hard on the fucking the cover.
Yeah.
Where it just like got on like
Yeah.
on the glass.
Yeah, that's good. Good move.
But dude,
so they
it would've
all
been
did they all
bad.
go to J Street Co-op with you?
they wanted to come in, but I was like, I don't know.
Don't
like,
invite them. Don't invite them.
Dude, she came to the Domes dinner.
Oh,
Claire?
yeah, that was the person who was there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Shouts out.
You good? She wants to live here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Despite everything, do you tell her about... I guess if you're not an entrepreneur, there's no downside. We would tell her about the sliding scale rent. It actually
The
might
good
recruit
thing
her.
about bringing entrepreneurs that you could go into both communities and you could be a friend to everyone.
We could be a friend, and that's not just true for entrepreneurs. Just people in general who are worldly on some level. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is. I always think about like being a female Domi. I think it's a different experience because a part of it is that whole reverse privilege thing, where you can kind of be in more positions of power with less resistance. And I guess that's true for a lot of marginalized groups, but...
Yeah, I mean, you have more social sounds to you than other people. Like, for example, like, if it was like, if I was right next to Richa and like in a meeting, right? And it's like me, it's like Richa automatically has more sound over me. Just with the way, like, because of like the lack of her privileges and the extra of mine. So I'm already at a disadvantage in anything that I say.
Yeah.
Like I'm already at it's like she's got like handicap.
Well, you have the handicap in this situation.
Oh wait, did I use that term wrong? I think so. No, I think like handicap means like when you apply it, it's better. Like in Tekken.
Maybe. I don't know. Actually, I need to get my fucking handicap thing. My shrink sent me a little letter. All right, you can get your fucking. You can take longer on tests if you want. I said, I should take that shit, but I haven't.
You should, dude.
I should go pick it up.
It's actually really,
because I think I have a midterm coming up.
Really fucking useful. Hey, here's the thing. No matter what, if it's the day before the midterm, even if it's the day of the midterm, if you turn that in, they have to accommodate you. It's almost they'll get a lawsuit if they don't.
I'll do it. I'll do it Tuesday, today. It's past 12.
Oh, what time?
I'll do it today. I only have a few classes.
Damn.
I got long ass office hours though. Whatever. I did lose my bike today. That's why I missed dinner. Did you go to dinner?
No.
Yeah, dude. I fucking lost my bike. I hate that shit. I hate losing stuff.
Oh wait, like you couldn't find it?
I couldn't. I just locked it up and I forgot where I locked it up.
Yeah, that's happened to me.
So
dude,
I was like, "Fuck, dude! There's so many bikes. Like,
dude, where was it? Where was it?
It was some obscure place by the math building because I went straight to office hours for my math class. So I normally do the same 2 or 3 spots just so that I don't fuck anything up because this has happened before. And I was like, "Fuck, man! It's 7. It's dinner time. Where's my fucking bike?" Where did I put it? I know no one unlocked it. So it's just on me. I have no one to blame. But I ended up walking. I went to so I was in Wellman. My class ended, my Kim discussion ended, which is just me sitting there. There's no class for discussion. You just sign in. That's it. So I left Wellman, went to the math building, didn't see it. So I was like, oh, right. I parked it by the quad. So I go all the way back to the quad and then realize, oh, it was right around the corner from where I just fucking was. So and I'm walking each time. So you know how it is in Davis. It's like 1 minute on the bike, 30-minute walk. So I just walked back and forth. And by the time I was done, it was already like 7:50. And I was like, fuck, man, no Dome's dinner. Let me just grab this apple and fucking chow down.
Whoa.
Thank the Lord.
Do you want some food, bro? Because I'm hungry.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up too.
All right.
Most important question in the universe.
Most important question in the universe.
Sharp or flat?
Flat.
That's right.
Chef said the Chefofx podcast. Delicious.
Here's a quick message from our one and only sponsor, True Facts. True Facts. We said it, therefore it's true.
You know what's good? It's the Young Sheep. I just wanted to give a quick shout out and testimonial to my brothers at True Facts. You know what I'm saying? True Facts is the only online news source that I can trust. They already figured it out, man. They post real shit only. The shit I agree with, you know what I mean? You never gotta worry about checking those sources with True Facts. They got it done. Plus, they got some real niggas and bad bitches working up in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to True Facts.
True Facts. We said it, therefore it's true.